Now then, people, good evening and welcome back to another Late Night Leeds on the Just Joe Football Show. This time I have a guest with me. I do like this comment from Geno, says, definitely running out of things to talk about. We are, mate. What hide from that fact? We are. Look, the Premier League is 2 weeks away now for Leeds United. Obviously, it kicks on the Friday, Liverpool versus Bournemouth, but we play Everton on the Monday, so we're 2 weeks out. I needed a hype man. I needed a guy that was going to say that everything's going to be all right. Not that I don't think it is, but that we're going to take on the likes of Mo Salah and Liverpool, Gyökeres or Glockeres and Arsenal or Erling Haaland at City and know that we're going to be all right. Look, a few of you have sent me messages debating on the 12th Man podcast, which is where I appear every Thursday, so make sure you come and watch. But the general consensus among the rest of the Premier League is that Leeds United, Sunderland and Burnley are all going to fall flat on their faces. So I wanted to get Jack on because I think that's absolute bullshit. And also I think we're doing all right. Like defensively, setting up defensively with the formation we've going in with, the games where we've played against decent opposition in Villarreal and Manchester United, we've done well and defended well and kept them out, kept them at bay. For the odd few errors, you know what I mean? Few efforts at goal. Let's not forget Villarreal will be playing Champions League football this season. Man United won't be, but they're still a Premier League side. So yeah, I'm not overly concerned. Of course, there are holes. We need forwards, we need wingers. We definitely need a backup right back. So I don't want to see Schmidt there for first game against Everton, to be honest. Dwight McNeil will probably twist him left way and everywhere. And that's Dwight McFeckin Neil, by the way. It was okay. But anyway, I'm rambling now, Jack. 3 minutes, 11 seconds in, and you haven't said a peep, mate. You good?
I'm all right. Thank you very much, sir. Yeah, cheers for having us on, Joe. Good man.
No worries. Good.
Have you got any?
Yeah, I'm all right, mate. Yeah, I'm got to London tomorrow. Not that I haven't mentioned it, but I'm going to London, mixing it with other content creators. So We'll see what happens. Few famous faces going to be there as well, which is
riding high with the ballers,
which is nice, isn't it? I've got to get up though at 4 a.m. My train's at 5:01 or something like that.
Is it?
Yeah,
brutal.
Yeah,
how long's the train
now? I might as well just stay up. Yeah, not great, is it? But it's direct. It's direct, mate. But talk to me, mate. Can the white shine in the Premier League? Are you nervous or is it excited? Or do you think, do you know what? Let's fucking go, baby.
I'm still excited. Obviously, until we start getting battered, I'm going to remain excited for every upcoming game I'm going to be buzzing for. But you've picked sort of like, and rightly so, but it's like singular players that we're discussing as well. Like we're like top players and top sides. And I keep banging on the drum about the fact that we're not really playing against these lads, are we? I know the standard of all the Premier League teams is really good, but we don't have to be anywhere near the level of, Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool or whatever, do we? So, and I know it freaks everybody out, and because there's like what's Haaland gonna do to Rodon and what's he gonna do, and it's all this, but it's not like that every week, is it? I understand that the centre forwards are still good even further down the league, but I'm not the big games are just the fun games, really, aren't they? Unless you do get a spanking, but
because it's nothing ventured, nothing gained. You're not expected to beat them. So if you get something, it's like amazing.
And if you look good, and I don't want to be that guy that says, "Oh, we played well," and and all that, and you got beat, because it doesn't really matter. But it does count for something, doesn't it? If you give a good account of yourself, because obviously we've got Arsenal quite early on, haven't we? Is that second game?
Second game, mate. Yeah.
Yeah. So that it can be a bit of a gift and a curse, that, but you're sort of getting one out of the way a little bit. And as I say, if we get anything out of it, if you get a point, or just like I say, just perform well, or have a couple of big moments. If we do well against it, we want to beat Everton, obviously, but then going into Arsenal, you think, well, just try to pick some up, really, and just have a look at us. But I'm definitely not worried about I thought we were all right against Villarreal. I think there's been a bit of a it was a bit changed side, wasn't it? I thought it was going to go a bit more stronger, but obviously James wasn't there, Bogle wasn't there, and stuff. Is there any news on Bogle, Joe?
They reckon he might miss this weekend and could miss Everton, which isn't great, is it? Because we do need him.
I know Schmidt were poor, but Bogle's like on another level to what we've got, and that's the thing. It were noticeable just because Schmidt was poor, but Bogle and James, or Bogle and Nonto down that right hand side's been brilliant, hasn't it? Really, like the link between them both. Bogle's
I was on an All Leeds TV podcast the other day, and they asked me for my hot take, and my hot take was that Bogle will be considered for an England call-up by Tuchel before the season's done.
There's a lot of right backs, isn't there? That's the only thing. But
who though?
Well, your man Kyle Walker.
Not a chance. He's
I'm joking, man. I'm joking.
I know you are. Reece James, yeah, but he's always
Trent.
injured. Trent.
What's his face? Trippier's passed it, isn't he? He's not going to get called, I suppose. So,
but if he has, let's say he has like an Ayling style impact, but because he's young and he's better than Ayling, there's a chance that he might be in with a shout.
It'd suit him, wouldn't it? You play ultimately England are a top side as well, aren't they? So he'd get loads of freedom.
It says Livramento, White. Yeah, okay. You're giving me more. Tino Livramento sounds Italian though, so let him go to Italy, man.
Well, yeah, I'll take it. He'll go flying down right, won't he, for England? They'd be mint.
Yeah.
I
said considered as well. I didn't say what. I said considered.
Yeah, he's sort of sitting on fence slightly with that, rather than going full blown for it.
Wan-Bissaka, yeah, you're right. Okay, guys, leave it alone.
Yeah, I don't think Wan-Bissaka will get it though.
Nah,
I mean, I like Wan-Bissaka's a good defender, isn't he? But I don't think he's
but not great going forward. Yeah,
no. Although Man U ruin everybody, don't they? So
yeah, this is true. This is true, mate. And it looks like they're missing out on Sesko as well, which is music to my ears. What do you make to last week? It was Burnley have signed Broja. Sunderland have signed Gooey. Now we're seeing Everton are about to sign Dewsbury Hall, and it's like panic stations again. But I would have liked Dewsbury Hall, but I don't think we're ever in the conversation because the wage that he's on at Chelsea will be massive. Does he want to come to a newly promoted side? Probably not. So yeah, but what I don't like, and I've been guilty of it myself, so let me not think, but is when we get frustrated when others are signing, because all we see is the here we go part. We don't see the lead up, the missed players, the missed targets, the dodgy links. Because we're so invested in Leeds, we see all that. So then we're like, well, what's going on? You know what I mean? And then, well, they've just had a here we go, but for a week and a half they didn't. Do you know what I mean? And we weren't going well, you know. So how are your thoughts on that, Jack?
I keep trying to just overview, give an overview of the window thus far. Do you know what I mean? And we asked it's only because we've missed out on Pacquiao, however you say his name. He'd have been like, the absolute icing on the cake. And we sort of thought we were. I know, but we still need some more players, and even if he was to come, but we thought we were kind of getting towards being done, didn't we? Because it were like,
get
him in, and it's like, oh, this is. I mean, even if we stop at this point, we're in a really good position because we've strengthened. But obviously that didn't come off, so the panic it sets in straight away, doesn't it? But I just think they're definitely going to bring some more players in. And Farke's so mint in his interviews, man. I really think he's got a good way about him of putting pressure on board and stuff. He did it in January, did it start of last season. He's doing it again now, suggesting, And I actually think, to be honest, Joe, it calls the players out a little bit because we wasn't very creative against Villarreal. Although I thought that was overhyped as well, to be honest. I thought we were actually really on front foot for the first 20 minutes, and they were actually making loads of mistakes and stuff. They couldn't actually deal with Longstaff and Stach really they were on top of them really, like for a good 15 minutes at first half. But yeah, I think he's sort of calling out the players that we've got, because if you're playing and you're a creative player and then you hear, oh, well, we've not replaced Solomon, it's like, well, hang on. I'm here though. Do you know what I mean? Like I can do this job. I'm coming in to do the job. It's not, don't be replacing me type of thing. So like, I think he's got a good way about him of calling the players out, because there were enough creative players on the pitch in order to do something. I thought Ramazani was good when he came on, to be fair to him. Thought he looked lively, and he does look like he wants to create stuff.
Yeah.
I think Mecha will be good this year if he stays fit. I know Lockie really likes Mecha, so that fills me with a bit more hope if he can stay injury free. I don't know. What do you think on who he uses, Joe? Do you think he'll go Mecha or Peru in and out with it?
Yeah, I was thinking about this, I'm not sure who he starts with. I think he'll go Pirro.
I do personally.
I think he'll go Pirro. I think Metcha's been brought in as backup. I think
He's looked good though.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Is there a conversation that he potentially?
He's different, isn't he? That's what it is. He's different to Peru.
Yeah. No, exactly. Your boy Ming's in the house. He says you can't judge a window until it shuts. It's right, man.
We do have to be patient, and we are. I know it's 2 weeks out, or less than 2 weeks now. Oh, well, no. If it's Monday night game, it'll be 2 weeks, won't it? So
yeah, 2 weeks from today. Yeah.
And there is time. I mean, Farke was saying, and he got some stick for that on Twitter as well, didn't he? For saying that by the first international break or whatever, he wants to be sorted. It's like you have to be relatively realistic. People are saying that we'll be done by then. It's like, again, even if we were to bring in a couple more players, we need to. This idea that you just bring in loads of players and then it makes you more competitive in the league. We need to be in a position now, don't we? We've got enough players in the door to already be competitive. We can't be reliant on one player to come in and completely transform the squad. I know they can make a massive difference. One player can, like Rafinha did in so many games and stuff. But we have to be competitive right now. And I think we look it. So I love our midfield and stuff.
Yeah, same.
We always look good, and it's.
I had Dara on last night as well, and Dara obviously has worked in sports and stuff, and he put a great case forward for the 49ers, really, and how they'll have. Look, the facts are, and I tend to agree. For someone like Muniz, let's say all the conversations at the club are about Muniz, right? And his camp have said to Leeds, yeah, we're up for move. And Fulham have maybe alluded, look, we're not even going to enter a conversation until we replace him. We're going to have to wait till the season starts anyway for that stuff. Do you know what I mean? It is that case that we are going to be waiting on a few. There might be, players that come available for loan, for example, that aren't making it into Premier League squads and stuff. So there's all these factors we do have to put in, and I do think the 7 that we've bought are good, right? Like I think we've got great midfield now. It's obviously going to get beat, but I'm confident that it'll be competitive in all games. It's not going to be lightweight like when we saw with bloody Fat McKennie and look. I know Aronson's still here, but we had like McKennie, we had Aronson. It was just weak. Rocker, who was shite. Let's be honest, when he was here. Whereas you look at it now and you're going, right, you've got Stach, Ampadu, Tanaka, Longstaff, Gruev. They all know how to fucking tackle. They're not lightweight. They'll give it a go, and that's all we can ask of them, right? We need them little sprinklings, but we'll just have to be patient. We'll have to be patient. I think Farke would have loved them all in by now. The club would have, but sometimes it don't work like that.
No, and we do have to be patient. But like you say, with the, you just mentioned a few players that we brought in. Then we can't get too ahead of ourselves. People are saying we're surprised that with the lack of Farke pull, that Stach fancied it and stuff. And Longstaff's had really good things to say about him and stuff. Beal said some good stuff. So they are turning up. We are getting decent players, and it's not like every single player just does not want to be here or whatever. We're getting players in that I really actually think, like you say, are going to have a proper crack at it. Like I know I've gone about Longstaff, but Longstaff and Stach, I thought Ampadu were really good as well the other day. But I thought that all them three. I know Longstaff lost ball a couple of times and he got a bit of stick for it. But
he's getting battered, as though he had a stinker, and I don't understand it. I don't know what people want from him. No, he didn't.
He didn't have a stinker. It's just nonsense. The Premier League players, these lads, I really think they are in that middle. You'd love to play with them as well, and all they need to do is facilitate the front three. Don't they? If we are going 4-3-3. All their job is really to let the front three have loads of freedom on ball and really go for it and just be super aggressive, which, so what if, I don't actually think Longstaff does lose the ball. So in general, I think he's really good in tight spaces and stuff, just 5-yard passes and that. I know he lost the ball a couple of times the other day, but that is going to come with the territory a little bit, isn't it? Stat looked brilliant To be fair,
he did, yeah. I thought he did as well, mate.
And he's a big bloke, but it's not big and big and nothing, because you can be massive, can't you, and have no about you. But he seems to have, and Longstaff 100% has. Ampadu bang up for a bit of a scrap, and he loves it. And Gruev, to be fair, to him, look good.
Yeah, I do have a question for you actually, because like the club, I mean, they've just tweeted a picture of Premier League captain just a second ago with Ampadu, because it's Premier League Media Day, innit? So there's been loads of pictures put out. One thing I'm certain of, and that might sound wild, is that Ampadu starts every game. If he's fit, he starts every game in the centre of the three. And I said the starting midfield against Everton will be Ampadu, Stach and Longstaff. Do you agree? Or because a lot of people obviously straight away go, no, Tanaka has to. So there's who drops out then for you? So just to get your thoughts on the midfield, are you as confident as me that Ampadu's locked in? What's your thoughts on the midfield?
I think Farke loves him. I don't think he'd have called the captain even from last year. I don't think he'd have gone with Ampadu if he had no intention of sort of long term. Obviously not no matter who comes in, because if some outrage, but he looked like he's ferocious in there as well, banging middle, and he was just holding all the time. That's all he did, and then them two sort of pushed on a little bit more. So he'll 100% go with Ampadu, and I do think he'll start with Stach and Longstaff. And I think it's really unfortunate on Tanaka that.
Yeah,
but I just think in terms of, even though Tanaka's so mint on ball, but he'll have to work his way back into the side with Tanaka, and I believe he will do, because obviously, they'll start rotating. There'll always be a centre mid brought off, won't they? I know everybody bangs on about his late subs, but 60 minutes, 65 minutes, there'll be one of them coming off it with Tanaka on to try and get on ball, maybe create something, because he does have that in his locker, doesn't he? Once we've sort of like cemented his way into teams, he can... his way into game, he can probably come and break it up a little bit, get on ball a little bit more. And he's not a Premier League. I know he's been brilliant for us, but we don't know yet with Tanaka either, do we? And
I guess we don't know. The jury's out on Ampadu as well, right? Last time he played, he was a centre back at Sheffield United. It weren't great. So there's sections of the Leeds. Yeah, there's sections of the Leeds fan base that don't think he can, which I don't agree with. But the jury's still out on him as well, I guess.
I just think he's hard enough. He works hard enough, and he's got all that about him. He's an adult now. Do you know what I mean? He's coming to himself. Definitely at Leeds, he's found his own. I think he feels responsible for the team. I actually think he's a proper captain. He has a bit of an aura about him, doesn't he? Even when he's marching out onto pitch and stuff. And I never go really on facial expressions or pretending like you look like you care or whatever, but everything seems to bother him and matter to him. Even in friendly of the day, where he were up at ref and he was having a word, just not even aggressively, but chirping away, like proper professionalism, like never shuts his mouth. And, and Longstaff and Stach will be brilliant for him. They will push him on big style, because they'll playing with them two. He'll have so much less to do, won't he? Because when you're in the Premier League and you're playing with players that aren't as good as them two, you're not going to be able to push on, are you? Whereas you just think, I've only got my role to worry about here, because I know that everybody else is reliable. Other lads are reliable. So it definitely goes with them to do.
I do just want to... there you go. Dara makes a good point as well. Tanaka was Bundesliga 2 only a year ago. It'd be reckless to throw him straight into the Prem, but when he gets used to the pace, he will cook. Viva Tanaka. There you go. And we just need to give players time adjusting. Just some breaking news, hot off the press though, which won't go down well. Di Marzio, who is a top-tier Italian source, has said that Muniz is the primary target for the attack for Atalanta. A trip to England by the Percassi family is planned to press on with Fulham. So this is what I'm saying when people, Fulham haven't said they're selling. It's definitely not happening. The fact that this is being reported and Atalanta are coming over and all that sort of stuff, what I would say is he is up for sale. Otherwise, Leeds would have moved on. But yeah, Atalanta would be a big move for him. Apparently, negotiations continue between Atalanta and Fulham for Muniz, who could be Retigu's replacement. While waiting to resolve the situation surrounding Lookman, Atalanta is not standing still and continues to move on the incoming market. They're looking for a replacement for Retigu, who was sold to Saudi Arabia and has not yet been replaced. So Muniz seems to be their number one target. And it says negotiations between the Nerazzurri and the English club continue. Atalanta are pushing hard, so much so that a trip to England is being planned for Perri. Yes, not great reading. Oh, the other one is Mateta from Palace. They're also looking at. So, yeah. Look, again, this is one that if Atalanta are serious, we probably lose out, Jack, because Atalanta are a big club. They're playing Champions League, I think. Someone can tell me if they're not Champions League, definitely Europa League. So, yeah, we might
need to be aware as well, don't we? Sorry, Joe.
Yeah, go on, mate.
We need to be aware that the players and the agents are playing everybody off against each other as well a little bit. So when it gets leaked out the agent side, obviously Mooney's, however you say his name, wants the biggest and best move he can get, doesn't he? We get absorbed in ourselves thinking that like it's Leeds not put if they're creating, if they're not willing to cross the line of the signing, like you say, it's definitely for sale. So they're giving excuses out, aren't they? Saying, oh, because they will let him go if they do and and whatever. Do you know what I mean? So that they're playing it off, and then they push him out to everybody else, going, he is in the market, you know. This guy is available, you know. And then Atalanta come along, who I don't think is particularly attractive because I don't care about Atalanta. Do you know what I mean? So, but I can understand why world footballers would do. Do you know what I mean? You'd want, like you said, want to go play European football and stuff. It's a better move for him, isn't it? In my mind now, I'd want to move to Leeds, but that's not the reality of a Brazilian lad playing for Fulham, is it? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just not the reality, and it probably wouldn't be for us either. If Leeds had just come up, you've got, you know, you just think it is, but you probably wouldn't do it. You'd go, actually, no, I'm going to see how good I am. I'm going to see how far I can go. Because if he's going from Fulham to a newly promoted side, Fulham were really good last year, weren't they? So where's he going with that? Do you know what I mean? I'm up for it, obviously, and I think he'd do really well. But do you know what I mean? It's a dangerous move for him, that.
Yeah, it is, of course. And again, I think, like you've mentioned, if they are serious about it, it's difficult for Leeds because obviously we're a newly promoted side, and you know, then he wants to be number one striker, and that's why he wants to leave Fulham because he's not getting the opportunities. Apparently, from what we read and heard a few weeks back, you know, he's game for being Leeds United's number one striker. But if Atalanta then come a knocking, we're out of the water. And
but we're always there. That's what I mean. But they're always there to get him. So he just goes, well, Leeds are always going to want me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
we're not gonna leave the negotiation because it's a brilliant pick for us, isn't it? That's as good as it's, you know, gonna get for us, really.
Yeah. Yeah, it's mad. We'll have to wait and see, won't we? We'll have to wait and see. But how do you, I guess, which positions are most vital for you, Jack? Like in that forward area, because we've got 4 wingers. You could argue 5 if he sees Aronson playing on the right. You know, because I think. He might do though, right? Because obviously I know he said like, he believes he plays best as an 8. I think Aronson's on record as saying this, but he's not getting in over them midfielders that we've got right now. So you're looking at, you know, Ramazani, Nonto, James, Harrison's still here, of course, and Aronson, and then up top you've got Mecha and Pirro. For me, I would like a 9 just because I think that with Nonto on the left and James on the right, I'm okay with that for a few weeks. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think that's okay. The striker one, again, the fact that we're deliberating over who he goes with between Pirro and Mecha, really, we want a standout that we go, you know what? He's our number 9. Like Mitrovic is available, for example, from Saudi. I would love someone like, do you know what I mean? He would be the guy, but obviously that's not going to happen. But yeah, which is most vital for you?
I did think 9 up until a couple of weeks ago, and then I spoke to Lockie, and we were sort of like breaking it down a little bit. And all the goals and obviously assists come from wingers, but it's different now, isn't it? That's why there's not as many 9s floating around.
Yeah, it's
the goal scorers really are from wide areas, aren't they? So it's surprising, really, if how many Peru picked up last year and stuff, because
Mm.
obviously the year before we had Somerville, it was just it was the centre forward. It was the new version of a centre forward, wasn't it, effectively the goal getter, wasn't he? So it depends what this sounds silly, I think, but it depends what bracket of player you get, doesn't it? If you're getting top tier winger, then I'd go winger. But because if we're just going to bring in a decent striker where we're still sort of having this conversation about Mecha, Peru, and then another one, do you know what I mean? Where we're just sort of like sort of hashing it together a little bit, or finding a player that, because the reason why I think we're discussing Peru or Mecha is because they are different. They're not really, they play different ways, and the team set up differently when we're playing with either of them. Do you know what I mean? So it's not like if they're both the similar player, you just pick which one's better, don't you? We don't really know which one's better on the basis that Mecha wants to get in behind. He can open ball up a little bit better, but Peru's undoubtedly a brilliant finisher. That's the argument, isn't it? Really, where are we going to have the ball? Is it going to be Peru in front of goal or edge at box? And because he's looked brilliant from edge at box pre-season. So if that's the positions, then we want Peru on it, don't we? But if you're up against it a bit, I do think you want Mecha on. Obviously,
100%.
A bit more physical and he can get about. But if we're going to get I'd like a top winger, really, if I'm honest. And I was number 9 a couple of weeks ago. I thought that was crucial. I still think it's important. They're all important, aren't they? But if we can get a top winger, I would go top winger.
Yeah. And when you talk about top winger, you're not, listen, and this is no disrespect to the guy, so please don't see it as that. But like Solomon's an upgrade on what we've got, but I don't think Leeds will go for just that much of an upgrade. I think they're wanting a big upgrade. Otherwise, they'll see it as, well, we don't think it's worth spending the money. If we're going to just go from, Nonto to Solomon, because I think he'll go Nonto on the left from what I've seen so far. I don't think the jump's that big for us to splash a permanent transfer fee, because that's what it'll be. And Tottenham will want decent money, or decent-ish, that Leeds go, do you know what, let's keep our powder dry, and we go for the level up. And I guess that's what you mean in like that, just that extra jump that maybe, he's a player that's on the cusp of moving to a European top side or whatever, but they're a bit unsure, like a Rafinha, like a Paixão, like, the players that you see. Because let's be honest, like, if you go through some of the teams down the bottom end, like Semenyo, Bournemouth, for example, players, I know he came from lower leagues, but they all have like a standout winger down there, that they can turn to. So I hear you, man. We need to, that's probably, it probably makes sense, mate, to be honest.
I was up for Solomon as well, like I'm sure you were, John. I still am.
Yeah.
Solomon,
Yes.
But that is what it's exactly what I'm saying. Yeah, it's not quite. Once we started talking about Paixão guy, I mean, because I don't know a great deal about him, but it's unbelievably exciting.
You just knew, didn't you, though?
Yeah,
that
it's really exciting. It's like, and then when we started talking about Solomon again, I thought this was the first transfer I wanted in just to get the ball rolling. Once everything's sort of wound down now, and Solomon's no longer at the club, is he? Because while ever you what was that thing you said at start a thing where you don't fall in love with a lone player? Yeah. So it's like, you've got to be careful not to just want him in on the basis that the last day, the winner, and all that stuff. So,
he gets it. He's been here. He knows it.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Because he's not bothered himself. I don't think, is he?
No.
I don't think he wants to be here. I don't think that's a bad thing. Professional footballers, do you know what I mean? If he comes here, he'll perform. But I don't think it's on his. He doesn't want to do this. I don't think it'd be like it's an easy move, really, in it for everybody, as opposed to him actually wanting to come and play for Leeds. I think he'd like to play for Tottenham, wouldn't he?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, whether or not he gets the opportunity to,
I don't think he will.
No, I don't either, mate. If I'm being honest,
have you seen that, Thomas? I'm not sure how true it is, Joe, because I don't watch his interviews, but I just read what he'd said, and he were on about players that could potentially play with Son leaving, and didn't even mention him.
Did he not? Nah.
That's a bit mad, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. So he's because they've got like they've got all these players. They bought the guy Koleosho, didn't they, from from Burnley and that last summer. So they've got loads of players. Richarlison as well has been playing a lot in pre-season, and I know some would have thought he might have been sold. So, yeah, I don't think he gets an opportunity there. But again, Leeds may be in conversation with Solomon, and he might just be there. You know, we saw multiple times, like we had what's his face? Glenn Kamara, didn't we? For ages, we were linked for time and we didn't get Tanaka that first. Then we pushed the button on him. And then we saw as linked to several players before where we're like, what are we doing? Are we going to sign him or what? And then it's like, it eventually happens because other targets, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, they could even still sign Solomon, but it might be like, oh, yeah, because maybe no one's going for him. He's not going to get to it. So Leeds are happy to just wait and keep the powder dry on it, you know?
Yeah. And I do think we've got a connection with Tottenham, don't we, to some extent? I think he does have a relationship.
Well, that Mickey Moore's just gone up to Rangers on loan as well, and he's a top talent. So it's clear that Steinson has a good relationship with Spurs because he's the one overseeing the whole club model, innit? So, yeah, I think, if we can get something done with them, we will do. But then again, there might be other players at Spurs that we could get. This is a thing. We still get, I think, 2 domestic loans.
Yeah.
So you never know where we go. Paddy Mack says, get yourself a Strongbow, maybe, on your way to London, Joe. Looking forward to Dublin to see the Mighty Whites. Good man, Paddy Mack. Good man. There's loads going over to Dublin. It's insane, man. It's going to be... There'll be more at Dublin than there was at Ellen Road, right? Due to the crowd size and stuff. So it's going to be some day out that. Let's have a look. Some more of these comments. Grealish on loan, yeah. He was linked to Everton for a bit. I don't know what's going on with Jack Grealish. To be honest, I don't know. Maybe it could happen. He don't seem to have a club at the minute. What do you reckon? Would you take Jack Grealish on loan if City paid all these wages?
That'd be good fun, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But I doubt. I think Grealish could get a move, couldn't he? If he wanted one, you know, same thing. He'd be waiting it out. But I mean, he'll just go abroad if there's no floating around here of decent.
Yeah.
Because he'll definitely get to a top Italian side or whatever. Do you know what I mean? He's not going to be.
Well, fucking AC Milan took bloody Kyle Walker last season, didn't they? And he's shite. So. Jordan says apparently Tottenham are apparently looking at him with the Maddison injury. There you go. Yeah, it's pie in the sky, innit? There you go. He would be an absolute dream, but yeah, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. What I don't like is just how quiet it is, but that's probably a good thing. I think Leeds United have felt burnt by the Paixão deal and have just said, you know what? You're not getting nothing. Like, it's Monday, right? Normally, every Monday, we'll get like a long read piece. We didn't get one last Monday. We didn't get one this Monday. Graham's piece was about Mateo Joseph from 2 days ago when Farke had said on the Saturday he's not part of his Premier League plans currently. And that was Graham's piece today. So don't know what the rest are. I genuinely don't think they have a Scooby-Doo what's going on right now. Nobody does.
I think 49ers do, though. That's all I would say.
Of course, the 49ers,
no, but they're not sitting on their hands. They'll be...
No, I'm not saying that. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Don't panic yet.
No,
it's not time. That comes later.
How much budget you think we have left? They want Muniz and Paixão, roughly 65 million there, plus depth. Quoted as wanting 4 more by Rept. But I think 4 more makes sense. The reason I say 4 more is that, for me, is a backup fullback. Then Schmidt can leave. Creative force, if that's a 10 or an 8. A winger and a striker. What do you reckon, Jack? Do you think we get 4 more?
I think 4 is a push.
Hamer's not gone anywhere yet. And we were linked to him loads. I'm not saying I'm not, because I've cooled on that. It's same. I wanted Phillips. I wanted him. I wanted Solomon straight away. But as the weeks have gone on and I've realised in the players that we linked to, I go, yeah, nah, I'm all right for a Hamer. I'm all right for Calvin coming back. I'm all right for Solomon. But listen, if Solomon came, I'm good. If Hamer came, I'm good. But I think there's better out there, and Leeds are casting the net for better players. But do you reckon 4 at a push?
Yeah, I think they'll definitely do 2. That's my worry. But I think 3 would be the,
It's got to be a backup fullback though, Jack, because they need to let Schmidt go.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Fullback and a winger, or a fullback and somebody up top. I don't think, because I think they're wanting to go. I'm hoping they get all 3, and I think their aim will be 3: a fullback, a winger, and somebody up top. But the one thing I do think is positive, Joe, is they are on about throwing some money about, aren't they? So there clearly is the budget there to, you know, they keep putting 30 million bids down, don't they, allegedly? So
yeah,
because 30 million is about right, isn't it? Because I actually panicked at the start of transfer market because I didn't want us to do that. But now because we've strengthened so much, you can go out and have a bit of fun with some money then, can't you? And maybe
Are you surprised at the lack of outgoings?
Yes.
Same.
I thought we'd have been
lost anybody, mate. We've not lost anybody.
No, that's good as well, though, isn't it?
No, but even them on the periphery, I would have thought, you know, get them gone so we can.
I know, but they're not. They're obviously, that's what I mean. They're not in any rush to do all. I love it. It's like rather, you know, there's like no panic at all. It's just like it was mint when all that stuff came out.
You're not worried about though that is anybody gonna? Because for me, someone like Joffrey, right? Even Bamford, they're playing for the 21s now. Now, if someone's serious about buying them, surely they want them now for their pre-season.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And they're still here.
But how much of an effect does it have if they are still here, though?
Well, not on our team. I'm not asked about that. I just mean I want them to be able to be sold because that surely will help with incomings, Jack. Is my point. Like Bamford's going to be on 70 grand a week. He's saying he's in 21s for a season. Do you know what I mean?
Well, it's either that or he stays, doesn't he? And then he's in starting line.
He's not getting a look in, though, is he? He's not.
I know he's not. No, he's not.
No, but
like, you know, you can't make him move, can they? But
I know that. Yeah. But let's not Bamford then. What about Gelhardt? Surely Gelhardt can get a move. There was links to Scotland, Rangers, which but also Championship. Surely someone in the Championship's going, yeah, we'll have him. He did well at Hull for that 6-month period. Surely, we'll take him. Do you reckon
I don't think they're in a rush for it though, Joe. I think they know that these players are available, and they're not going to take. You know, I mean, we spoke about it a month ago when they're on about 3 million, 3 and 5 million for Greenwood, and I thought we were like laughing about that. But if that's what they're serious about, that's kind of what I'm saying. It's different with Bamford, like you say, wages massive and stuff. But with them lads, it's just like, well, if nobody's willing to pay for you, then you just become a decent 20-odd-year-old. Do you know what I mean? It's not like it's not a problem for them, is it? They're not breaking bank. I know what you mean with Bamford, but that's why he's putting him in under 21s in the hope that Bamford pushes for a move as well, doesn't he? Because he won't want to sit in there. You'd think want to go out and get some football somewhere.
Exactly. 100%.
But I think it's good. I thought it was brilliant when Joseph came out and whinged, and I thought we're going to get a quick sale here. He's going to throw him out, and then they sort of held the nerve with it and made him look a bit daft. Because he's like, he obviously thought, I'll just get this move then because he's a big time.
Yeah.
And then they're like, well, no, you're just not anywhere near now. Then
they made it Graham's piece, which was quite bang on. Really, is when he mentioned how it's not worked for Isak. Do you know what I mean? And that's top of the range. And so I just how do you see it unfolding? I think he's still going to be here. You know, I don't think anyone's going to pay what Leeds United want for him.
How much do they want? 15?
15, I think.
Yeah. Oh, well, who's going to pay that?
That's what I mean. I don't think they do. They're not, are they? Betis, like, the haggling to bring in Anthony, and we've dealt with Betis before, and I'm one thing I'll say for 49ers, I'm so glad now because that previous regime, the fact that we would loan Llorente for a year, then loan him again, and then in end Roma went, no, we don't want him. Same with Christensen. They did it with fucking Llorente at Betis, Rocker at Betis. They've took piss out of us, and they probably thought they could do the same again. And now it's like, no, we're Premier League. We hold the cards now. Get in the bin. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so that's what I mean. The amount of outgoings in general, money-wise, is just like, well, you know, it's just like an extra whatever. You know, there's that much money floating about in it. They're not panicking about it. And if it does, like, you know, you're right in what you say with freeing up some transfer money and stuff. But to what extent? I think if Pai Chow would have come in, for instance, I think we'd have seen some of them go out.
Yeah,
because that's what, you know, it's like we need to move some money about again now.
Yeah,
but until we make a signing, they've got time, haven't they? Really?
Yeah. No, you make a good point. Tom says, always putting the work in and bringing the community together. Much love, especially with men's mental health. Good lads with good intentions to do well. £5 each, pay for a few numbers on back of a new shirt for you. There you go. I owe you a £5, Jack. We need players out the door. No offers yet. I tend to agree with what Jack's saying, though. I don't think if we needed them out, then they would get them out, if that makes sense. They never were, mate. This was just a leak. I don't even know where that rumour came from, but Wrexham are making moves, man. They're not moving for Bamford, trust me. Still got the low market. We do, Carl. And also that's for our players as well, I guess you're making the point of, which is true. We could send Bamford out on loan for a year and pay half of his wages or something. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Sambo is a sandwich up our wage. Oh, right, okay. So not Strongbow, Sambo. I will get a Sambo on the train, mate. Hopefully there's a breakfast place open at Durham train station in the morning because I'll be starving. What's this? Nah, man, they're good guys, Nero. They're good guys. Honestly, it's hard because they're talking about Leeds, so your tribalism comes up and you go, they're dickheads. But they're actually all good guys. And listen, Premier League, it's all good for Leeds and exposure for the channel and for me and all that sort of stuff. So it's all great, man. They're all good lads, though. Genuinely, Potts is a top lad. And they all are, George. Wolfie comes on here on a Tuesday as well. Nero says apparently we've got 90 million left with transfers right now, but they don't want to push it to the limit for no reason. I think you just made that up, haven't you, Nero? where are you getting that? JB to Cardiff, I've not seen that. To be honest, one thing, I don't think JB's been involved in pre-season as much as Greenwood and all that. Has he? I don't think.
I've not seen him, to be fair.
No, yeah.
It's a bit of a shame. I wouldn't say excited when Garby, JB, whatever.
Because we fell for the lines. And, I remember an article done by Phil A that said, if you were to build a number 8 in a lab, it'd be Darko JB. Genuinely, that was it. And I was like, oh my God, we have got a ball. City were daft. They made us pay 5 million for him as well, for fuck's sake.
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Then you want it for Greenwood. And it's like you've got a number 8 built in a lab here, and he's only 5 million. Do you know what I mean? Greenwood, we need to get on that PR hype, don't we? Set pieces.
Yeah. McAtee, Palmer. Nah, you want this number 8.
Yeah.
Honestly, fucking hell. Yeah, we got absolutely kibosh for that. But hey, it is what it is. I mean, you could argue with the way Calvin's career's gone. We actually did all right on that deal, didn't we, really? As sad as that is, we made decent money on him, to be fair. So, yeah. He was good for us, JB, but wanted too much, apparently. So Cardiff got to be... All right, okay. So is this a thing? I genuinely didn't know this was a thing.
I just saw it on Twitter, to be fair, with Garby, but I'm not sure how true.
Because Nunny's a Plymouth fan, regular watcher, big up Nunny. Did you win at the weekend, Nunny? I did watch the Birmingham game against Preston, but did you win? I'm not too sure. Oh, apparently it's a thing then. He is. JB's going. There you go. We'll have to wait and see. I didn't know that, you know. Yeah, rumours on X from Cardiff fan. Ah, right, okay. So it's not. Right, okay. Well, I would prefer him to go at your place, Nunny, because you always support this channel, brother. And if you won 3-1 against Barn, now we lost 3-1 against Barnsley. Oh, it's not looking good, Nunny, man. It's not looking good. Yeah, anyway. Jack, I don't think there's anything else for us to talk about. I think we mentioned Salah, Gyökeres and Haaland right at the start and then never again.
Well, it should be as well. That's how we'll remain to shine. You don't look at everybody else's stars, you look at yours, don't you? So
yeah. Who are our stars?
Me and you.
Who's going to be the star for Leeds currently at the club?
In terms of what? I know I'm dodging quick, but like, you know, just mainstay or, you know, stand
Who's
up.
the one player that clubs higher up the division go, we're taking him?
I think I never normally go with the new signings, but I think Stach's going to be mint, to be fair to him.
Yeah,
I really do.
Yeah, a lot of people in the comments have said Stach as well.
Yeah.
I'll tell you just a name that's been mentioned there. I don't think he will be, but I was impressed by Goodmanson at the weekend, you know.
Why did he? But he's getting smoked as well, isn't he?
Is he?
I've seen a fair bit. I thought it was good, and then I thought, what's everybody? Have I missed something?
Yeah.
Because literally, people saying that.
I thought he was good, me.
I think he's been good every time. He seemed really like solid, doesn't he? And I actually, you know, because there were a lot about him saying that because with Firpo so good at getting forward, it was sort of a rumor have gone round a bit that Goodmanson wasn't good at getting forward. I think when he sets off, he's like a
he looked good, didn't he?
he just runs in real direct straight lines, and he's off.
Yeah,
Carries ball well and stuff. I think he's been good, and he's a better defender than Firpo. So
where's this? Surely not. I thought he was brilliant. Well, not brilliant. That's too much, but he was good.
He got some stick online. Honestly, I don't know if they just do it on purpose, to be honest. But he did. I saw it and I thought maybe I'm watching wrong game or something. But
yeah,
I thought he looked solid.
Yeah, I did, mate. I was impressed as well. Jack says we need 3-star signings, striker, left wing, and a cam. Yeah, I don't know if you know much about him, mate, but have you seen the links to Bilal El Khanous? Would you be on board with that from what you've heard, read, saw?
I think that's quite exciting again, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, everybody's banging on about him as well. And Leicester were poor, weren't they?
Yeah, they were really poor.
You know,
I think he created like 47 chances for them, which is big. It's a lot.
It's crazy. Yeah, it was one of their shining lights. He's only young as well, isn't he?
21, bro.
Yeah,
21.
And that's the type of. That's when you want. That's when I thought if we're going to bring a couple in, you'd have gone. You know, if you'd have got like your big signing and then you get him as well, it's like, you know, that's really creating crazy competition, isn't it? Because you know, you don't. I think sometimes when I know Leicester went straight down, to be fair, so it doesn't really matter how many chances you create for relegate side, but you don't want to be resting on your laurels all season, do you? Either with a young lad like that, you want to be able to, you know, wean him into the side a little bit and see if he's just bang up to it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, I think that'd be really exciting.
Yeah, same. Agent Ancelotti, I've seen you've been posting Everton propaganda all the way throughout this. Don't get gassed because you're bloody signing Keenan Dewsbury all, mate, right? As people have rightly said, he's not played a lot of football this season. Do I still think we'll beat you? Yeah. Do you think that I looked on Twitter today and went, oh my God, they're signing Dewsbury all, we're going to get beat? I did not. I'm not concerned about Everton. Look, if you beat us, you beat us. It is what it is. What do you want me to do? Sit here and say you're going to beat us? Look, I don't know if has Tarkowski played yet, Bramthwaite. I've seen like what's he called? Milenkovic? No, none of them. Mikalenko. I've seen Mikalenko playing at left centre back for you in some at pre-season. Your manager's come out and said they're nowhere near ready, so relax yourself. Tyler Diblin would be unreal. A top player at Southampton. I think you're paying a lot for him, but that's what it's going to cost us. But that's what it's going to cost you because he's a top talent. But yeah, I still think we'll beat you. Yeah. Go on, sorry, mate. What were you saying?
I get called Dewsbury all. It was just a general.
I can see it.
I couldn't. And then I was doing a live about a year ago, and this lad just came in and just kept commenting saying Dewsbury all, and I had no idea why. And then I Googled him and I was like, oh, hang on a minute. I think he thinks I look like him.
Yeah, I can see it, man. Definitely can.
And
to be honest, we have to beat Everton because if we don't, we're looking at maybe 3 games with 0 points, and I can't deal with that.
No, the start is obviously essential, isn't it?
Yeah. Right. Let me just again. Everton were good last night versus Man United, Joe. We're nowhere near them. Right. Okay. So they drew 2-2. What was our score against Man United? 0-0. What's the difference? We're just overgassing everyone else except ourselves. Tell me what the difference is between Everton 2-2 and Leeds United 0-0. What's the difference? There is none.
You can't judge a game on a Man U game anyway. You honestly can't. And they're all over the shop, aren't they? They're either half decent and you think, oh, maybe they, you know, and then they're so bad, you know. So it's like, you know, you don't know what you're getting from them.
This is the thing as well. Look, folks. I know for a fact, right? When we play Arsenal game week 2, I will tell you right now, right? We'll go to Emirates and we'll get beat, right? However, the week before that game, you best believe I'll come on here and have convinced myself a way in which Leeds United can get 3 points. Why? Because that's just how I am as a fan. I'd never want to kick off a game at 3 o'clock or whenever it is thinking we're going to get walloped here. It's just not in my psyche, unfortunately. I can't do it. I can tell you now with no emotion, objectively go, well, Arsenal very rarely get beat at home. They've got top level players. We're nowhere near them. yeah, we're probably going to get beat. But that week, I know for a fact I'll be going, you know what? You never know. We might so, and that's how I am. I'm not going to, like, because I've seen Leeds fans, like someone commented on that video, I'm a Leeds fan and we're getting relegated. How could you ever enjoy that? Like, I just can't. Could you imagine going into a season, Jack, saying we're already relegated before we've even kicked a fucking ball?
I think I'm a competitive person as well. So that kind of boils down to it a little bit. If you like, I can't just sort of accept people talking like that. That's why I've been like, throughout the whole preseason, it's like, what's wrong? Do you know what I mean? Do you not have that little bit of bite about you where you're willing to go like the week before, like I will be doing as well, Joe? Like we can get something at Arsenal.
Yeah.
No, like you just said, knowing that it's so difficult, 90% chance that that's not going to happen. But we have some chance in the game.
Yeah.
Or what is that? Why can you imagine that at any level playing football and then not thinking that, like turning up with, going, oh, well, yeah, but they've got some decent players, so let's not bother today. It's crazy. It's like, no, turn up and have a go, show yourself. And I couldn't do it. I just couldn't be. I can't watch football thinking, oh, yeah, I'm terrified.
Do you know, the mad thing is, like, I've already, even now when we're 4 weeks out from that game, I've already started in my head, tried to go, actually, I think we could get 1-1 against Newcastle at home. And that's already, I'm miles out, but I've started to think, midfield free, is sack issues. Ooh, but that's just how I am. Do you know what I mean? So
it's competition, Joe. You support Leeds, don't you? And I'm willing to sort of take the wrath of somebody on the basis, because I don't think it makes me look daft. I just think, I just support the club. I like the players. I like the team. So I don't, and it's not always this idea that it's just relentless, like you're just constant. I don't. When we were really bad in that season, I was going into games super down, knowing that we weren't going to get over.
I predicted a 3-0 walloping by Chelsea under Marsh because we were shit.
Yeah.
But I don't think we're shit under this manager. I think we'll be competitive in every game. This isn't the team. Please, if you're watching Leeds United in pre-season, you will see we are going to be nothing like that Norwich side. That Norwich side, Farke was 10 years younger. Farke had players. He didn't have no money to spend, so couldn't really change it up anyway. So it was like, do you know what? We're just going to have to try die on our sword. With Leeds United, having had experience in the Premier League, going to Germany, coming back again, and money is gone. Right, this is what we need to stay in the division. If we stay in the division under the manager 2-3 seasons, you might see the style switch where we go, and we start to keep more of the ball because we've got better players. So I genuinely think we are going to be difficult to beat. And it might not be amazing. You thought it were boring last season? Well, it might be boring this season because we actually will be more defensive. People tried to say we were defensive at times last season, which is just wild. But yeah, anyway.
We're going to be super competitive in every single game. And, the players that we've signed, they're turning up. They know the job in hand as well, don't they? So, and it's not... Is it boring to watch your club be super competitive against Arsenal at the second week of the Premier League season? Because I don't think it is. I think that's really fun to watch. You know what I mean? Where you're like, look at these lads out there, grinding out a 0-0 or a 1-1. We get a goal from a corner or something, and Arsenal have a slow start to the season, which is not unheard of.
No, it's not.
So, it can... That's potentially the time to get them, when they're not on a run or they're not, that's when teams...
Let's not forget when Brentford beat them. That first game, I think they just put loads of long balls on top of Ben White and they got beat, man, and Ivan Toney gobbled it up. So, exactly, man. We can do it. Kershaw says, I just know this season is going to be unbearable. Fans are already expecting too much. A lot won't handle getting beat on a regular basis. Well, thing is as well, Kershaw, we already know there are sections of the fan base that have made their mind up on the manager regardless. They made it up 2 fucking seasons ago when we didn't go up in playoffs. So best believe they're sharpening the knives. They can come on here. They can say all the things they want, saying, yeah, we're backing him. But deep down, they're not. Deep down, they're not. So that's what we'll have to deal with. But it is what it is. They're being very quiet. But I know my chat will be insane when we start losing games. But it's
And
what
for
it
what
is.
Farke has done, it's just not fair, is it? That
No, it's not.
I wouldn't mind if we'd have missed out again last year or whatever. Obviously, I mean, we said he'd lose his job, and we were both.
Yep.
I were like, you deserve to lose his job. You said exactly the same. Deserves to lose his job, but he did. He got us up top. Do you know what I mean? I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know what anybody wants.
Tom says, we'll do good in defence. Scoring goals is a worry. I hear you right now. Yeah, I hear you, to be honest. But the manager's also agreed with you. Do you know what I mean? Like, he said that. I think we're under no illusions. I'm not sitting here saying based on the squad we've got, yeah, it'll be sound. We do need some quality in the forward areas for sure. Because an injury to one of either Perri or Mecha, then you've got one. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, right, okay. An injury to Dan James, it's like, well, who's playing on right? Because none of them really were favoured on right. They're better on left. So, yeah, we need bodies. I'm well aware of this fact. But I think we will get them, 100%. Let's finish up, though, soon, and we'll finish up with Matt Leeds. Big up, Matt. He says, ready for the season. We'll be very good at home, and teams won't want to come to Ellen Road. I think that's a key point as well to remember. Monday night, under the lights. You're going to that game, of course. They're the ones that I'll be like, oh, first time back in Premier League. All them fans there under the lights. Oh, it's going to be sick, mate. I bet you can't wait, can you?
Why? It's going to be wild. Absolutely wild.
Yeah, yeah. So Oliver says, if you like a quick shit vid, make sure you check up Jack City Music. Yeah, big up. Read your money comments. I'm here to listen to Jack. Cheers, Ian. I'm here to listen to Jack as well. Your money comments. Next time you want to come up, you minimum £10, mate. Otherwise, I'm never bringing up one of yours again. All right, Ian. It's the hope that kills you, but bring it on. Yes, indeed, so. Anyway, folks, thank Jack for watching by going over and subscribing to his channel. He's doing bits of late, so continue to go and support him. Why? Because he is severely underrated as a content creator, just like Sean Longstaff is on the pitch. So make sure you go on over and subscribe to Jack. We'll be hopefully Jack away games this season. I might see you for a few of them here, mightn't you?
Change my job, Joe. So Saturdays I'm free. I'm no longer in a rush, big man. So I'll be coming up quite often.
Love that. Love that. So me and Jack will be doing some watch-alongs together when we are away from Mumbai. So it's going to be class. Yeah, Loaded Gadge. He's definitely one of your boys. This is definitely what Jack would say, Loaded Gadge. Yeah, exactly. Right. Anyway, folks, thanks for watching. I'll see you no, I won't see you tomorrow. I'm in London. I don't know if I mentioned that, but I will be doing a vlog of that and hopefully speaking to other content creators while I'm there. So watch this space. And if anything does happen, then I'll try and record a video on the train and post it up, but the Wi-Fi and the thing will be terrible. So yeah, big up everyone, and I will see you in a bit. Peace out now.